Hello, everybody. Welcome to an edition of the now unnamed RuneScape Update Podcast. This is Knight here to talk about the April BTS, the April happenings in RuneScape, the May BTS, and a couple other things to mention about this. As for the name, we're kind of revamping this thing a little bit, and we're trying to find a new name, a little bit more generalized, but that states our purpose with regards to looking back at the previous month, looking ahead a little bit, and having a little bit of a lore focus. So, I mean, if anybody has any suggestions, it's better than the Unnamed RuneScape Update Podcast. Please post it in the comments. PM me in-game, PM me on YouTube, whatever. But yes, any suggestions are appreciated. I'm here. We've got a small crew today. I'm here with Kitten.
_
Lime.
I'm here.
And Walter may or may not be in the chat. I'm not actually sure whether he's here or not. I think he is.
Somewhere.
He's here somewhere. He'll pipe up if we say something that's just blatantly wrong.
Yep.
Which happens all the time.
That's what Walter is here for.
Yes, it is. He's our fact checker. Anyways, I would like to keep this one short. I mean, I know I've said that before, but I really would like to keep this short. So, we're gonna go ahead and get right into what's happened. We talked about the beta in the previous podcast. So if you guys haven't seen that and want to hear more talk about the beta specifically, go back. I'll link it in the video right now at 1:45 beta. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to kind of skim over that. Any little updates that have happened, we'll talk about those. But largely, April was a revamp month. We have the first update was the Duel Arena and the Castle Wars revamps, or the first updates. Just little reworks to existing mini-games, graphical retouches. It looks great. They added some cool stuff, and they changed some of the trim comp cape requirements. Sort of. I still think that's crap. But, yeah. So, there's not a whole lot to say about that. Next one is the Charm Sprite revamp. They took out all the trees, they changed the XP, they changed there's a reward system now that's different, and you're forced to get the upgraded Yaktui stick.
Yeah.
To get
for 1,000
for comp cape.
Is it Yaktui or whatever?
I don't know.
It's a stick. It's a stick with a blue thing at the end.
Yes, it's like this wandy sticky thing that
just point and cast.
Yes, that's pretty much what it is. I love the concept of Charm Sprites, but I'm glad they made the bushes more general, because them deteriorating, then coming back had no effect on the Charm Sprites before, so there was no point to it. So they just made them all the same. Yeah, it's good. Some of the updates they did with that, especially clearing out the trees. The trees were a massive issue even before the tree update.
Oh yeah.
And then they updated the trees, and it was like, good luck catching anything ever.
Yeah.
And then it kind of died for a couple of years.
Oh yeah, I mean that's been kind of dead content really since it was released. Unfortunately, it's a great concept, and it's a great kind of this is a cool way of combining hunter and summoning, and but.
It's for skiller people who don't want to go hunting for summoning charms.
Yeah, the return on the charms is so low, though, or at least it was. I actually haven't been back. I probably should. I probably should have before I started this, but...
It's nicer now. Yeah, instead of being by a factor of 10 pieces per charm, now it's 5.
Yeah, I mean, it's still slow, though. And but it's more doable. But, so you have that, and then they added a couple other useless revamps, like giving some things XP. What?
I wouldn't call it useless. I mean, revamps are always nice.
Well, yeah, okay, that's fair. Less needed, I guess. It makes, it's more, these other revamps, which is the XP revamps that I'm talking about, where they added small XP gains to, like, making unfinished potions and stuff. And very, very small gains, but they're gains nonetheless. So, I mean, I guess it's worth noting, and it's intuitive that, and they said it specifically in the April BTS. Let's find the quote. Have you ever been training your skills, watching your XP dials, and thought, that's odd, I wonder why I didn't get any XP for that? Like, it makes sense. These things aren't just off the wall, like, why am I getting XP for walking to Varrock? Like,
I mean, what I said first was, why am I getting Airfloor XP for crushing nests?
Oh, I guess, yeah, I mean, you have to you have to carefully crush the nests.
But why?
Because
you don't smash your fingers.
Yeah.
No.
in before death by nest. Kicked kicked for failing a nest crushing thing. Yeah.
Kicked for sucking it using a pestle and mortar.
Oh my god. Yes.
Kicked for being a noob.
Yes. That
pretty
too.
much.
Okay. Also, I mean, I guess that's about all we need to mention with that, unless somebody really has something they want to mention with that.
At least, like, for every tree run now, I am guaranteed at absolute least roughly 11 XP.
Yes!
Now you get XP for planting and watering crap.
Yay! But you
roughly
already
11
got XP for planting stuff.
Well,
just
planting it in the pot, when you're using a seed on a pot in your inventory.
Gotcha.
You get, like, 1 XP.
Nice. You get 11
like, okay,
XP.
now I get, like, at least, at tops, 20 XP, depending on what I have.
Alright, you're good.
Fun.
Alright. I guess we're going to mention a couple of the little updates to the beta that we haven't talked about before, before we get into a little bit of a discussion about the EOC stuff that happened. As we all know, the RS3 beta and the interface betas were both in the middle of April. They're awesome. Check out that entire podcast for stuff specifically. But since that podcast, they have added a couple things. They added flowing water pretty much everywhere, with the exception of Keldagrim and Isafdar.
I mean, I don't understand why Keldagrim's the river Kelda would flow. It's underground.
Underground rivers flow. They're supposed to. Otherwise, they stagnate.
Who says that the river Kelda isn't stagnant?
I don't know.
Well, it looks like sewage anyway.
the Keldagrim toilet in the beta. Yeah, if anybody hasn't seen that, actually, I can add that in the video.
And it flooded
toilet. Yeah, the lower level of the east side of the Varrock, or not the Varrock, god damn it. The Keldagrim, the consortium, that big building spanning the river, the lower level of the east side of it is flooded. And yeah. So you'll be able to see that in the video when we get there, or when it's up.
Error 404, we are currently experiencing technical difficulties.
Yep, pretty much. So yeah, we have that. They added the running water, and also something else to talk about. And I think we're going to get into this a little bit. This will be a more actual useful topic of discussion. Orchestral scores.
Yes.
They have in the last BTS video they released. They were talking about the orchestral scores of RuneScape, and they sound freaking amazing. I'll make sure I post a link in, I guess, just on the video, or in the description. I guess it'll be in the description of the
stuff.
Of the link to the SoundCloud, so you can listen to the RS theme, the melancholy theme, and the bold theme, which are they sound incredible.
Oh my, they sound like Lord of the Rings intros.
Yes. I mean, it's epic. It's absolutely epic.
Glorious.
But yeah, so they've released that, and they've pretty much confirmed that they're going to have all of the music in game sound like that, or to a certain extent. It's going to be fully orchestrated, and yes.
Be fun.
I have three music tracks on my wish list for getting updated. 1, Kerrigan Knights, 2, Temple Desecrated, and 3, Espionage. I think
What's
those
Espionage
are gonna.
from?
It's from the first Cold War quest.
Ooh.
I think I had some that were like Queen Black Dragon, Target, I think some of the Runespan ones, and oh crap, what was the other one? Alter Ego and maybe Root Canal. All those would sound so cool orchestrated. They already sound good now.
They're all gonna sound really cool.
I can't think of which. I mean, like, I've got a lot of favorites, but it's been so long since I've actually listened to them. There's, oh man, like, I can't even.
I don't even.
Yeah, I know. It really is like, well, just all of them. Can I have just all of them and have them all right now? Let's open up my worksheet.
Yes, please.
Oh yeah, some of the Runespan ones, if they fixed them and then fully orchestrated them.
Yeah,
If you-
Citadel ones too.
Oh my god.
If they fixed them, you still wouldn't visit Runespan because you hate
no,
it.
I would just listen to them elsewhere. Duh.
Yeah, Citadel and Dungeoneering would sound nice
Oh,
too.
Bane of Summer. God,
Oh,
I want to
yeah.
see that one. That one, but we can fight, chain reaction. Oh my god.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Oh, and the root of the problem's great as well. Oh, there's so many really, really good
Oh god,
ones.
the Tsar City ones,
Yeah.
Dominion
yes.
Tower.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the Dominion Tower, all the love story ones. Really all of the Pest Quest series, the Void Quest series, is just really, really good. And then
Please,
obviously,
can we have it all?
yeah, I just want all of them now. I'm impatient, Jagex. Make it happen. Or at least give us, or at least just like slowly release them out onto the SoundCloud or onto something, so we can just kind of like eargasm over it from now until whenever.
I mean, I showed my friend who doesn't currently play RuneScape one of the new songs, and he wants to play now.
Nice.
He's asking when the HTML5 is coming out.
It's what they're looking at. What June, July? It's like
June, July,
something like that. It's supposed to be
You know what?
summer. Huh?
Yeah. The only thing I guess the only thing I can really criticize is just the lyrical ones, because I've just never liked the lyrical stuff in RuneScape. It's like one
You're
song.
talking about
but,
like One Piercing Node, and then the stuff from Song from the Depths, and
yeah, some stuff like that.
yeah, I agree. Like, if it's gonna be background music, it shouldn't have word. No, Lime is now spamming the lyrics in the chat. Stop that.
That's the most, and honestly, that's the number one most annoying song in RuneScape. That's like the one I can't listen to whatsoever. Wending through the
It's
fucking
Wending
willows.
Through the Willows.
No.
Wending through the willows.
I can't do it. I'm sorry. I just can't do it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I'm not a particular fan of that one either.
But if it's like NPCs like singing it and being like all theatrical about it, then that'd be cute. Then I can deal with it.
Yeah, like the Troubadour song, where it's literally the guy is standing there and it's like that, and that's with the one piercing note, and like stuff like that's okay, but I'm much more a fan of the epic kind of stuff that it seems like they're moving towards. But yeah, okay, so we've mentioned that. If anybody have anything else to mention about the beta that hasn't been covered in this one or the last podcast?
Citadel's work, and they look
nice.
pretty good.
Oh, you can't see the Dom Tower from the Citadel anymore, can you?
No, you can't see much on the ground. It's just all kind of blended in.
Yeah.
But you do get you can see kind of what the ground looks like, and then you can see the Taverley, Burthorpe stuff, sky above, and you can see the full blend of it, but you can't see the Dominion Tower yet.
Yeah. Well, maybe
Oops.
they'll mess around with that a little bit. But okay, then I guess we're gonna go ahead and move on unless Lime has anything to say. Don't have anything to say.
Nope, I don't.
Good. Like, we're trying to get moving here. So there's also, there was the last update, or I guess it was the last update in April, was God Wars Dungeon Revamp.
Haven't tried it, don't care for it. No one's ever really, I don't know anyone who's actively been doing it now.
Yeah.
The God Wars Dungeon Room.
Yeah, the God Wars Dungeon revamp, and then a couple EOC changes where they added the different armor classes. I don't know if you've played around with that, Kitten, or not.
Another EOC update I just didn't notice.
Yeah.
Every single EOC update I just never notice.
Well, I mean, that's actually probably a good thing. If you're not noticing the updates, like if they're not game-breaking for you, that's kind of what they're going for. They're not trying to completely overhaul the system every time. Although this one was kind of a big one, because it gives concrete hit chances and it gives more weight to stats, which means prayers and potions do more.
Yeah, I think I only saw that like Quest Cape got better. Like it got some I think it got like crit bonuses or something. There were some percentages on it. I didn't really see much. But
yeah, I mean that's
the only thing I saw.
They've just messed around with the different classes of armor, where all the next gear and the God Wars Dungeon gear is offensive and gives less defensive bonuses but more offensive bonuses.
I think port armor just went all defense.
Yeah, port armor and Barrow's armor are the defensive ones, and then you have the hybrid sets, which are like Void and Obsidian and stuff like that are, and then obviously the actual hybrid sets that are mixed, give no negatives but don't give as high of defensive bonuses. So I mean that's a little bit of a change, but that's completely unnoticeable for Slayer, but for bossing it would be. And I don't know.
I use the exact same, I just have the same 3 sets for Slayer, just magic, ranged, and melee, so I didn't see a thing.
I just have magic, and that's it.
It's fine.
Does
It's fine too.
Does Obsidian mean anything? Is it a decent armor?
It means congrats, you wasted your time killing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it kind of.
Okay, so nothing has changed.
It's great for anything in the Tsar City, but yeah.
I think I've only heard that it's really good for Kiln, and that's the most I've heard from it.
It's good for Kiln and good for Cauldron, which means that you already have it. Which means, why would you be doing the Cauldron with Obsidian? Excuse me, with Obsidian armor.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, whatever.
Because why not?
Yeah. The exact details of the God Wars Dungeon rework, the revamp, is they added an instancing option, which is somewhat pricey, 200k an hour, split between anybody in your team, which is often one person now, because lol Drygor.
Yep.
So you have the instancing option, and the release day issues were kind of lulzy. There was quite a few problems with, I think there was gravestone issues, there were spawning issues, there was all sorts of problems the day of release, but it seems to be...
2 people, they were going at Gardor, and when one of them came in, Gardor went unaggressive. So...
It's like, hey...
Gardor's like,
fucker.
Oh hey buddy, how's it going?
Yeah.
And he just stops attacking. That would be...
Gardor is,
Gardor,
soft.
Please.
He's warm and fuzzy on the inside.
He is warm and fuzzy on the inside. And,
he's a big teddy bear.
But not so fuzzy on the outside. But yeah, so there's a lot of release day issues. The instancing was... People were worried about that causing a lot of issues with pricing. I haven't noticed a damn thing.
Yeah, I haven't noticed. No one's been saying a single word about it. I haven't really kept track, nor do I care, but it's just...
Yep.
Okay.
I haven't
There was an update.
I haven't heard a thing. I'm not clicking that link, Lime. I know better. But yeah, so that's pretty much that.
You should. It's Grador.
How about no? So there wasn't a whole lot to mention about April. Unless anybody has anything else they want to go back and mention, we're gonna go ahead and move on. So.
Well, Castle Wars Duel Arena, yay, it's pretty. Not much changed.
Yeah, pretty much like that covers
Ditto.
it all. Okay, so now we move forward to May. The May BTS was released, obviously, on May 1st, and it was another kind of filler, kind of weighty month, where it's a lot of little small things, plus God Emissaries, which we will not be talking about on this podcast. We'll mention that they're existing, and we're mentioning that we're going to mention more about it next podcast, which should have a full host of people. It should be in a week and a half, maybe 2.5 weeks, depending on when it's released. We kind of want to wait for it to be released or to be announced before we have, like, in the BTS, before we have this podcast about it, where we have everybody there and everybody talking about it. Because it's going to be big. It's going to be a gigantic thing. It's all of the lore stuff. Osborne is...
It's talking about the backstories for all the gods, including Armadillo.
Yes. Really, all of
Finally.
them. Like, there's no... And including a couple that we wouldn't otherwise think... What do they call... What is the exact line they used? You'll be able to join any of the 8 factions they represent. So that we already know there's going to be 8. And that's more than what our normal 4 plus 1 is at this point, which is Zamorak, Saradomin, Armadillo, Bandos, Guthix, which has his thing, and then I'm assuming there's going to be, Saren as another one, maybe the Desert Pantheon or something, and then Zeros.
Desert Pantheon's apparently going to be completely separate.
Okay, so Desert Pantheon's out. And Osborne was not so shyly hinting at Slisky being one of the representatives, which we'll talk about a lot more next time. I just want, before we go into some kind of giant discussion about that this time, we're gonna save it. Stay tuned.
Coming soon.
Yeah, it is like a coming soon to the Unnamed Runescape Update Podcast.
Unnamed Runescape Podcast.
God damn it.
We need a new name.
Yeah, we
Please.
need a new name. Help us out here.
Name.
God damn it.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Please,
yeah.
Please, we don't want to keep the Lime name.
Yes. That was a name that was kind of just randomly thrown out by Lime earlier. So, please do us a favor and make it so that our name is not limed. Anyways, so yeah, God Emissaries, we'll talk about that next time. It's a big thing, and it's gonna be cool. We'll mention that. And also we'll be talking about the lore podcast that happened last week, and is going to happen again next week. Right? Next week?
Oh yes. Oh
yeah.
god.
Nice voice crack there.
I don't know what you're talking about. That was an audio glitch.
Oh my god. But yeah, we'll talk about that next time.
And that's why
Okay, Lime. And so we'll talk about that next time. All of that stuff. We will mention the new skill that's coming out, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. So first thing up on the May BTS, the Nexus. It's a low-level pay-to-play prayer training that's designed to get you from 1 to 40, which is a bitch of a time for...
It used to be a large step.
Yeah, it used to be terrible, and so it seems like they're making it a little bit more enjoyable, a little bit more palatable, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a social skilling thing, and unfortunately it's not free to play, even though it's in Lumbridge Swamp, and it seems like it kind of may have free to play aspects. It's not, but
Oh.
And it features another character with a name I will never pronounce.
Who is it? Oh, Ysandria.
Hang on, let me try this.
Just I see a Y and an S, and it's like, okay, that's not. It should be SY.
I think it's Ysandria.
Yeah.
But
I'm used to that combination.
Let me see this.
it is a wonky combination.
Oh god, what? Ysandria.
Yes. Yeah, I mean it's something like that.
I'm not
it's
gonna
where
try.
you're, according to the BTS itself, there's something big, dark, and slimy emerging from the murky depths of the Lumbridge Swamp. So we're apparently going to be dealing with that. It'll be interesting. There's a finite amount of XP that you can get, but it is designed for a new player to get from level 1 to level 40. And, yeah, with the minimum of chicken bone burial, because that's pretty much what it came down to before. And that was not, Lime, no. How about no?
Stop putting bad mental images in my head.
Bad line.
Stop.
Bad.
Stop.
Anyways.
We're not repeating that.
No, we're not. So yeah, it's basically just a little prayer thing. It'll be good, and it says, for everyone else, for anybody that's not a new player, it's a fun way to pick up a nice chunk of prayer XP in a really cool looking area while chatting with your friends. So it's a social thing, and it's gonna be interesting to see how that works. I mean, that was really something that kind of came out of nowhere, so we'll see about that.
It'd be nice.
Yeah, I think that's going to be next week, because they gave a behind-the-scenes teaser for the Nexus. Yeah, so that's what that's going to be. Next update in May is Farmed and Dangerous. Oh.
Of course, right when it's at, 98 farming.
Mm-hmm. Right when Bat maxes out and you're at 98 and boom, update.
Perfect timing, guys!
Yeah.
But, still, I'd never use, ops patches or anything, even though that's what's made to get you to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that, because what they're doing is they're adding stuff at the higher levels of farming to the patches that you don't use now. The allotment patches, the flower patches, the hops patches. Because right now it's herbs and trees, and that's it at a high level. Because it's not worth picking watermelons. It's not worth it to pick, I don't even know what hops there are. It's
It's named after cities. I don't know.
Yeah.
Barley, Kentarin, not Celtigar. Asgarnian.
Yeah.
Wild blood.
Something.
Yeah,
I think you can put jute in hops. I don't know. I don't want to try thinking
really
of everything.
Care about hops either, because the hops patches are pretty far out of the way anyway. But the flower and the allotment patches especially are going to be the ones that are probably going to feel the most love. I mean, I'm probably one of the few, but I still harvest limpworts because they're easy, they're cheap to plant, and it's guaranteed profit and takes no time at all. But yeah, it'll be still be adding stuff to the higher levels. It seems like it's good XP, or it's reasonably good XP, and that you can get additional auxiliary XP from it. The example they threw out in the BTS was steal the fruit from the jaws of a Venus flytrap, and you'll be able to get it to eat it for a chunk of thieving XP, as well as the farming XP. And then apparently pull up Sunchoke tubers for some outdoor strength training. I don't know what Sunchoke tubers are, but okay. Yeah, so it looks interesting, the stuff that you can, do, like the god-themed wines and god brew potions. It's like, maybe it'll make Saradomin brews and, God forbid, Zamarakian brews, which
oh no,
I don't know the last time anybody ever used that. Maybe make them a little bit more useful. So,
I remember Hobo used it to find out if chaotics would stay as chaotics when you die. But back in 2010.
What do you mean chaotics would stay chaotics?
Like, it doesn't automatically turn into coins.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, 3 years ago.
I also know that Gina used it to imitate overloads at LOLDG before.
I should probably do that.
But yeah, that's about the only use that anybody's ever had for those. Poor Zammy brews, they just never get used. Nobody ever makes them, they're dropped from Zamorak, and that's it.
Yeah, I think I got them as a challenge once, and I just let it disappear.
Yeah.
It's like, nobody has time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Exactly. Anyway.
Yeah, so that's an interesting little addition there.
It's a plot by Zamorak to keep people from stealing his wine.
Except it's his brew, and he lets people steal it. Whatever. Maybe they'll add that to the Guthix balance potion and make it more useful. I doubt it.
He'll do something.
Yeah, something will happen.
Eventually.
Unless anybody has anything else to mention about Farmed and Dangerous. Nope. Okay, they're doing something weird. They call it the bonus XP tidy up. Does anybody understand what that even is?
I have absolutely no idea, because, it depends on what bonus XP they're talking about specifically, unless they're just talking about all bonus XP, but it also depends on what you...
all bonus XP, like...
Yeah, it also depends on what you consider bonus XP.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea what that part was about, I'm just like, it says XP, okay, whatever.
Yeah, it looks like what they're doing is... They're making it so that the items that you would use to get an XP bonus, you can get said XP bonus without wearing them. Like, with all the pendants, and with the clan rings, and the outfit sets, and stuff like that. Like, you can get... It's what it says here, is that you'll be able to wear an amulet that gives you a combat bonus, rather than your usual XP amulet. And still get the bonus XP. So it's maybe like using an XP amulet on a combat amulet and like enchanting it or something. I don't know.
That would make sense.
Like
that would make more sense. But like, it would have to. It depends on how they work it, because I don't know if it's replacing every single item that would generally give bonus XP to let you wear whatever. I don't know how it'll work, but okay.
It's kind of similar to. It seems like it's kind of similar to the way that Solomon worked, where it's just kind of like forcing an override on... But, so it depends. They were very, very vague in the BTS, so we'll see how that works.
I feel like it's mostly a technical update, I think.
It says they're just adding it on to one of the above update weeks, so it'll probably be in the next couple weeks. And knowing them, they don't wait for the bonus XP kind of stuff, because people like that, apparently. I don't need it. I don't really want it, but I don't really care at this point. It's like, whatever, it's a part of the game. Get over it.
It's something.
Yep. They have whatever, they have some cabbage stuff, more beta stuff. What is it?
It's apparently like, from my limited knowledge of French, I'm attempting to translate Spanish here. It's the Festival of War, I think.
It's a festival...
Or it could be the Festival of Trains.
What? I tried Googling it and it gave me so much crap, aside from what I was actually looking for. I was like, wait, why is...
I think...
It's either the Festival of War or the Festival of Trains.
I think it is a festival. I'm not sure what it is, but... from what I read in the clan chat, which I know that I can totally trust as being completely 100% accurate, it might have something to do with the fact that they're opening Latin America as a Latin America gateway for a Latin American world, a Spanish Latin American world for RuneScape. So it's a festival to celebrate that, and they just kind of lumped it in with, Cinco de Mayo and stuff like that.
I don't understand what trains have to do with anything, though.
Yeah, I don't think trains have anything to do with anything. just gonna lie. And then
masks look like train wrecks, if you want to do that.
Yeah, I got one, and I just immediately destroyed it. It's sitting with Diango. Yeah, there's another, I guess I'll mention, they're adding a couple more updates, big updates to the beta program. I think they were mentioning that they were going to open it up to all members later this month. So,
oh yes.
They say, this is quoting the BTS, they're working hard on fixing the first round of bugs and performance issues, but we'll be shifting the program up a gear later this month, expanding our group of selected testers, and after that, open up both the HTML5 client and the NIS, the new interface system, to all RuneScape members for testing. And just, yeah, like, as I said in the beta video, keep the updates coming, tell them what you think, because it is important. We're the reason that EOC was released prematurely, poorly, whatever you want to call it, because we didn't give them anything for the feedback. We gave them nothing.
Yeah.
And it's, so, I mean, as much as I don't want to say it's your damn fault, it is kind of our fault that it happened, and there's no reason to be whining about it now, because we just didn't give them the feedback that they needed. Anyways, and I also have at the bottom of my list quest blocks. I guess that's pretty self-explanatory. We want a quest. Give us a quest, please. What?
Let me make my explanation for this. Alright, so, I
don't know what your explanation's about, so...
For the lack of quests.
Oh.
From what I can interpret, Jagex is trying to fix all the small things because they're trying to gain a lot of new members with this RS3 launch.
Which they probably will.
Yes. So they want to make sure that everything they can fix is fixed. So they're saving all the big quests and stuff for after they get a whole bunch of new members.
I can see that. And they're supposed to, the next batch of quests is supposed to be like the Owen quest. We've been waiting for the Owen quest for 3 months now?
A year.
No.
Alright, let's go in the middle and say 6 months.
I think it's been somewhere between 3 and 6 months. It's been kind of like a, Fairy Tale Part 3, or a Penguin Part 3. It's that, maybe it's next month. Maybe it's next month. Maybe it's next month. Maybe it's next. That reminds me, penguins.
Got feeling
8 minutes. Penguins,
please.
Okay, but yeah. Okay, it's a gut feeling. But yeah, so they have. so they haven't had a quest in a couple months now. Hopefully they'll have one next month. To go along with the divination skill, at least the theorized divination skill. It's
been confirmed.
It's been confirmed that divination is a skill. It's not it's not 100% confirmed that it is the first one. Although I wouldn't be surprised if it was. I think it's about 98% sure.
As of yesterday, Mod Mark, he stated, the next skill is divination.
Okay. I stand corrected. The next skill is divination, and did Mark confirm it to be next month, or did he just say it's divination?
He said that it's the new skill, which means that we're going to be getting a scrying skill.
Yeah, that pretty much was what it turns out.
Divination, I take it as becoming a god. Scrying has a shit connotation with me.
Yeah, pretty much. Somebody in the clan chat actually earlier, Derail, I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Maybe somebody else. Derail, I think.
A guy that starts with D.
Yeah, he has a two-word name and it starts with a D. He actually mentioned something that intrigued me earlier, where divination, it might be kind of like, because we know that the next two skills are gathering and production, I guess, is what you gather it and then you produce something out of the materials.
It's got the same relationship as mining and smithing.
Yes, a similar relationship like that. Where it's not mutually exclusive, but one complements the other. And it's not like they're the same either. But he was mentioning that it might be something like you look into memories or you look into something like that, to gather information or to gather something or other for gaze into the lore. That pretty much sums it up.
Well, if it's that case, then hopefully it's something where you actually have to use your brain instead of sit there and click a bajillion times.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that it does have something to do with like intellectual whatever. Like that would be good.
There would be a lot of forum rage, but it would be good.
Well, tough
because
shit.
the forums are all 12-year-olds. Like, okay, sucks
bad
for
for
you
them.
guys that you have to use your brains. I like using my brain. Okay, thanks.
Yes.
Hence why I'm doing this podcast. So we have the skill is pretty much confirmed. It is confirmed to be divination, and it's almost certainly expected to be next month. I mean, it's hard to imagine it wouldn't be if they're planning on doing RS3 beta before like July, or the RS3 release in like July. Like they wouldn't put the new skill and the RS3 release in the same month.
I just see so many glitches with that.
I don't know. We'll see about that. But yeah, so we have the new skill. We mentioned the beta. I think that pretty much sums up everything that we've got, unless anybody has anything else to say about, well, pretty much anything we've talked about.
Not really.
I mean, it was a pretty down month in April. It's not, with the exception of the emissaries, which, again, we'll be talking about next time. So stay tuned, subscribe, be cool. Be cool and listen to RuneScape podcasts.
Bam.
We still don't have a name for it.
Yep. The Unnamed RuneScape Update Podcast.
Unnamed.
Unnamed. Sorry, my mistake.
It's okay.
But yes, so we'll be doing another podcast later this month, with regards to the emissaries, the lore cast, all of that related stuff. So stay tuned. Go look up that. And I think that pretty much covers everything. So, thank you all for listening. This has been a 45-minute podcast, which is beginning. We're
getting there.
We're working on it
slowly.
We're working
150% more podcast per podcast.
Thanks.
Oh
Lion.
dear.
It's no 2.5 hour It's no 2.5 hour podcast, which is, thank God for that. It's still not quite as short as I would like it to be, but we're working on that as well. Thank you all for listening. If you have any comments, if you have any suggestions, anything you want to hear us talk about, again, PM me in-game. My in-game name is I'm Kerrigan, IM space Kerrigan, or message me on YouTube, or I guess on the clan forums. I look at that like once a week or month or year. Or message one of these other people if you know them. But yeah, so thanks for listening, and we will be seeing you guys in a couple weeks. So yeah.
Thank you.
And
bye.
All right, and yeah.
Bye.
See y'all later.